This is the story of the super force of space explorers. More than me.
One and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief's Taco Tuesday with Mexican Ironman. I'm your host, Stone Loki, and with me, of course, is the one, the only, the big daddy of burritos, the taco in your corn shell, and whatever else weird shit I can come up with this morning. The jalapeno of jalapenos, the Mexican jumping bean underneath your mattress, Mexican Ironman.
Oh. Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Loki _ Stone _ Loki. Is that like on your social security card? I bet that's what it reads. It probably goes first name Stone, middle initial or middle name _ last name Loki. Stone,
how did you know?
_ Loki. Yeah.
Have you been looking into my stuff? Have you been looking at my? I knew it. I knew. I can't trust Mexican Ironman.
Don't say it like that in the morning. Like I'm looking at your stuff. People will get the wrong idea.
Have you been looking at my junk, Mike?
No, stop that. No, too early for that. I'm barely awake. I only slept 4 hours last night, and I'm just having my coffee now. So,
well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so very much for being here, guys. I've got a small request. I never say this. I never ask this. Usually we just roll right into the show. You never hear me say anything like this, but please share out the stream. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure your notification bell is rung. We lost 30 subscribers since Sunday. YouTube suddenly is looking at my channel and seeing that we had over 100 subscribers over the course of the last 30 days and is going, nope, 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 nope. 30 subscriber loss since Sunday. We were at 1843 on Sunday. We are at 1809 now. Please make sure you are still subscribed and that your notification bell is rung because YouTube is screwing with the channel and I'm really getting tired of it. They keep messing with us. They keep messing with our monetization. They keep messing with our subscribers. They keep messing with our views. And I'm kind of getting sick of it. I really am. So please, guys, do me that favor. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that you guys have that notification bell rung. And please share out the stream. It would really help everything. It would really help the channel, guys.
YouTube is a cruel mistress.
It is. It absolutely is. Pat Stevens says 30. I've lost 200 since May.
YouTube is a
YouTube screwing around.
cruel mistress. I tell you, actually, I did tell you, we're backstage talking. I got unsubscribed from Midnight Itch, which is mathematics, and this just happened like a week and a half ago. I've got to tell Tom and Andre, it's fucking hilarious. And which that channel, I literally produced the channel, like, and I'm on half the shows or a third of the shows, and I watch the content all the time. Paid member. I mean, Jesus Christ.
And they unsubscribed you. How can they unsubscribe you from a channel that you're a paid member of?
When I asked them when this happened a couple times, they're like, well, we just don't do that. No, well, there's something, and I believe that this is a company that's lost control of its algorithm, and they devote their human resources to the largest channels to make the most amount of money. And so when they make changes to things, a small channel, by the way, is anything for YouTube. A small channel is anything below 50,000 subs, which is pretty much fucking everybody.
That's crazy.
But because there's a lot of bigger channels out there, and they do things designed for people that make a lot of money and have a lot of traffic. And so what happens then is that people like our channel here and other channels get run over one way or the other, like when algorithms reset. Sometimes they run scripts, so you might have subscribers that haven't watched your content in a while, and those people will get unsubscribed from your channel. Not that they want to be unsubscribed, but they're just taking a break from YouTube one way or the other, or they're maybe watching other stuff for a while. I mean, that happens with me all the time. I think a lot of YouTubers, it's interesting to be a fan of YouTubers like I am, because you see stuff that the algorithm does and that this company does to channels that you like, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, for example, I think, like in the case of Midnight Edge, I think probably why I got unsubscribed, it's just a theory, but I think it's because I've been a sub so long that, there's like some kind of, maybe the algorithm runs and it only wants people to have subs that are, over a certain time period. I don't know. I mean, that I was on sub from you when I was in the hospital. You remember when I came out of the hospital, and I was like, dude, I was fucking unsubscribed to your channel. I thought at first, I'm like, did Loki unsubscribe me? And you're like, no, you can't do that, you idiot.
No, you can't do that.
I was still on drugs when I asked you, I think.
I'm just amazed that I've never lost that many over the course of that quick time. I mean, you lose one, you lose two here and there. You get them back, you bounce back and forth. I've dealt with that. We dealt with that when we were at 1500, sitting there going back and forth with the same. It's like I'd lose two, I'd gain two, lose one, gain one, lose three, gain two, gain another one. And it's weird how back and forth you go. But I've never lost that many. I've never lost over 20 before. I don't even know if I've lost more than 10 in a day. And we lose 30 over the course of 48 hours. It's just nuts to me.
Yeah, YouTube's a cruel mistress. I have a lot of respect and admiration for people like you, Andre, Tom, everyone else, Snowdub, all you guys that have so much talent and offer so much to so many of us as fans, because YouTube is a fucking bitch of a way to make money and survive and thrive and be a creator. You can't just be a creator and have a level playing field. I would never do this. I mean, all jokes aside about whether I'm a YouTuber or not, I am definitely not a YouTuber in the sense that I would never, ever, 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 on God's green planet Earth, decide to try to make money at this thing. Because,
well, you know me, I'm never really talking numbers. I never, none of that.
Well, no, let me finish what I was saying. The point of the matter is that it's not a fair fight. Is what I'm trying to get at. Is that whether you're a creator, whether you're doing it for money or creativity, it's a fight every single day.
Yes.
For one way or the other. And I just that's why I respect you so much, and
thank you.
That's why I want to be such a good fan of all the channels that I love and support. Whether it's a guy that I just met and got started the other day, like I don't know, Ryan, or like or Pops, or I think Pops is in Florida. Isn't he in Florida? Where is he at? And then Ryan over in the UK, someone that just got started, or someone that I met this, last year or so, or someone I've known 3 or 4. I got so much respect and admiration. I just want to be the best fan that I can be to support all the good work that you and the others do.
And talking about support, we've got a $5 super chat from Snowdub that says skull and tuck and roll. Thank you so very much, brother, for that $5 super chat. I know you're on the road. Drive safe. Keep your eyes on the road, brother. Ironcaster with a $2 super chat. Time for that blood test. Trust no one, Mike.
What?
He's talking to you. Bad Steven Seagal. This stream is sponsored by Gators with Thumbs and Alf. He said Alf.
Nah, next super chat. Not getting triggered today. I do not have enough sleep in me. Like, you can trigger me on that shit Friday night all day long. So Tuesday morning, I'm not even awake yet. So let's go.
Big Raj with a $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so very much, brother. And it's a thumbs up. Thank you. And thank you all for checking and making sure you're still subscribed, that bell's rung. Thank you guys so very much. Everyone who shares out the stream, everybody that comes in here every single morning. Thank you guys so very much. Snowdub, 80 more miles and I'm home. Hell yes, brother. Drive safe. Drive safe. Be safe on the road. Those are
move to Dallas at that rate.
That last leg of the drive is always the hardest. And thank you guys so very much for your super chats, for your super stickers. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And let's set this son of a bitch on fire before we get to the thing. Skull! Okay, so let's talk thing. 1982, John Carpenter comes out with this movie that is a remake of a 1950s movie called The Thing from Another World. That movie is based on a book called Who Goes There? Now, Carpenter promised a much more faithful adaptation with his film. And it was critically panned. Things were said like, this guy should stick to being a crossing guard or a fast food employee. Everything that could be said negative about John Carpenter. His characters had no character. You didn't know who anyone was. You couldn't keep track of who had been killed and who hadn't been killed. This movie was boring. Hell, Ebert from Siskel and Ebert completely panned this movie and said this director does not know how to make a horror movie. Can you believe that? The only props this movie got from the critics was for special effects. And they said, and I believe it was Ebert who said, it is like asking Vincent van Gogh to repaint a crosswalk. The special effects in this movie are wonderful, but it's like getting Vincent van Gogh to repaint a crosswalk. Absolutely, positively boring, they said. A horrible movie. You couldn't keep track of who was who. You couldn't keep track of the plot. The monster had no form. It was unidentifiable. So there must not have been anything to be afraid of because the monster had no form. Can you imagine listening to critics say something like that about this movie today?
Well, isn't so John Carpenter, right? That's the guy?
Yes, this is John Carpenter.
So I always remember John Carpenter constantly getting shit on for his movies, like all the time. Yeah,
yep. Halloween, same deal. Well, the year before the Escape from New York, they talk shit about Escape from New York, and I think that's a kick-ass movie. Again, Kurt Russell too.
Yep. Yet here they are talking shit, you know, about all these movies. Yet in reality, here we are now. Fast forward the clock, and these are not cult classics. These are classics. Period.
That's right.
Now I didn't see The Thing until what anniversary is it now? How long has it been out?
It's been 40 years.
Holy shit. Well, I didn't see it when did it come out again?
1982.
Yeah, no, I was a wee bit little tyke, and I mean, I as crazy as I am, I had a pretty sheltered upbringing, and this thing was definitely not something I saw. I don't think I saw this until shit. I don't know, maybe 20
Hello?
years after the fact, maybe
Yeah.
something like that, and scared the bejesus living flying frack out of me, bro.
When I was a kid, I saw this when I was like, I think I was like 8 or 9.
Jesus.
My dad was watching this movie. Well, I got to see all the horror stuff. So except for slasher movies, I was not allowed to watch slasher movies, but classics, Aliens, The Thing, I got to see when I was a kid.
Really?
My dad just wasn't allowed to watch them at night. So he usually, if he was home on a weekend, he would sit down in the afternoon and watch one of his favorite movies. And usually it was something, like this. It was something adult. So if I was hanging out, I got to hang out and watch it. Hell, I saw Conan the Barbarian when I was like 9 years old. So yeah. And we got a $5 super chat from Snowdub. The Thing is a slam dunk. Toxic masculinity, monsters, drama, mystery, chills, and thrills. The story is perfectly placed. And the critics said it slogged along, that it was boring, that it had no substance. Thank you so much, Snowdub, for that $5 super chat, brother. And you are absolutely correct. You guys keep the fires of Valhalla burning bright, and this one's just for you, brother. Skull!
God, I want to punch an old woman in the face.
Yes. Punching old women in the face.
Hey, depends what. If her name's Karen, then hell to the yes.
That's right. Psychodor of 9 with the $10 super chat. Howdy, y'all. I'm having some work done tomorrow. The process is going to suck. The outcome should be glorious. Going to be dark tomorrow. Probably worthless for a week. Wish me luck. Kick ass. Valhalla stands with you, brother. I hope everything goes perfectly. I hope that everything works out just the way you want it to. And you're in absolutely great health, brother. We all love you. We're all thinking about you. Anything you need, we're here. Take care, brother. And this one's for you, Skull!
Long live the fighters!
I just saw that scene on a clip last night before I went to bed. That is so funny that you should pick that one.
It's one of the older ones. It's one of the first ones I did. Not the first ones, but one of the originals.
Yep.
Showback TJC, today they'd say too much white male misogyny. There are no women in this movie. There's only a group of 9 guys? 8, 9 guys?
Right.
And God, I can't understand how any critic would say there's no way to tell who's who in this movie.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times. That's not really true. What do you think of the practical effects?
The practical effects are absolutely killing in this movie. They were doing things that nobody had ever done before. It was a visual slam dunk. I am a firm believer that the special effects departments today, which usually consist of nothing but CGI, the problem with them is there is none of this still going on. And a lot of the movies you see today that have beautiful special effects are usually a meld. The best ones are a meld of practical effects and CGI. When you get that realism, when there is something tangible that you're looking at, that you're seeing, instead of having to just make believe it is there, absolutely positively kicks the shit out of anything just pure CGI. If there's one thing I hate that came out of the Star Wars prequel stuff, it's the huge amount of green screen. Everything was green screen.
Yeah.
Everything was digital. I hate that. I want practical. I want some practical effects in there. You need something tangible to see and be afraid of. I mean, could you imagine being on the set and seeing that fucking spider head come off that guy? The guy's head basically melting off of the table and then growing legs out of its mouth and crittering around on its legs. Fuck that. You see something like that and you're like, guys, this is what you're looking at. And you're like, that is the sickest fucking thing I've ever seen. Yeah, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
Daryl the Derelict nails it. That's exactly right. And Pops, bringing up Botten, yes. Rob Botten talks special effects in an interview using foods like cream corn and eggs, said that's why it looks real. Wanted to real organs and got shut down.
Wow, really?
Yeah. No, he was it needs to be real and it needs to scare the shit out of you. Yeah.
Wow.
I want someone like that working on films. I want someone like that that's dedicated to, we want this to look real. You don't have to use human organs, use pig organs. A pig heart looks almost identical to a human heart. So there's all kinds of shit you can do that has nothing to do with humans. But of course you'll get the EPA and the fucking PETA and all that shit all over your ass probably. Even if the damn thing was dead before you got a hold of it.
Yeah, Loki, because that's not fair. You can't do things like that, Loki. That's encouraging the violence.
Yeah, fuck that.
You're encouraging the violence, Loki.
So what did you think about this movie the first time you saw it?
At first I thought it was weird and boring, and then it clicks in real quick, real fast. You know, it's almost like it moves so slow that it creeps you out as it goes on by the minute. And I think the biggest thing is that you don't know who the frack is going to be the fucking enemy alien creature next. Like you literally don't know. You know, that whole morphing shapeshifter stuff. I still think to this day, like no one's done it better no one's better in film or TV anywhere. The whole idea that like that one scene, here's the scene that I love the most. I love the scene where everybody is in the room together. They're all like, you know, sitting down and they're trying to like process of elimination, figure out which dude is the alien. It's like musical chairs of horror, musical chairs of like, you know, detective, musical chairs of like fear, because somebody in the room, we know who's dead already, right?
Right.
So we know who's down. You know, we've got everybody in one place at one time. So it's not like we're missing somebody. But so we get there and now it's the time like, okay, we're gonna figure out who the heck is the bad guy, who, you know, or the creature, whatever, alien creature, whatever the hell. Who the hell is it? And we're going to take care of this problem right here, right now. Now, of course, the movie continues to go on and on and on and on and on after this scene and make all kinds of twists and turns. Anyone who has not seen this movie, go see it. But when they're in that room together, it's almost like, you know, you're playing along with the game. You're like, okay, I wonder if it's that guy. I wonder if it's this guy. And it's interesting because having seen the movie a few times, it's like my head, based upon seeing the movie, like I even though I know what happens and who ends up being the creature, like if you watch it a few times from the beginning and you pay attention, your mind might see different stuff that leads you to see how different people think it could be someone else. Like, because I've had that conversation. You know how we used to talk about comic book roundtable. We'd have comic book arguments at the lunch table.
Yes.
Well, I remember. So I saw this in college, and it was one of the feature films. We had Sunday night movie nights at Stanford in Dinkelspiel Auditorium. And this was a movie. That's how I first saw this movie. They would always show movies that were kind of like already out, you know, and had been out for a long time. You know, I wouldn't say they were classic movies. It's not like they were black and white or anything. Although sometimes they did. They did do Gone with the Wind one year. But I'm getting lost in my thought. Anyway, so when they showed this, the auditorium was full. And after I saw it that time, I'm like, oh my God, I got to see it again. And so having seen it multiple times, each time, like, and after that first night, that night we were like, oh, I thought it was gonna be this guy, or I thought it was gonna be that guy, I thought it was gonna be that. And man, I gotta tell you that that suspense in that scene is just literally, you feel like you're in that room. You feel like at any second the guy next to you, like you're in that room and that guy next to you is gonna turn into the creature, and then you're gonna die, or everybody's gonna die. I mean, you know what I mean? And then the other scene that got to me, I think, was the whole scene with the dogs. Like, I don't know if I could see Hollywood pulling that one off these days, right?
Okay.
With the German Shepherd. I mean, I don't know. I just, just, sort of like, the dogs, and the dog, comes apart and all this stuff. And because I just think they don't have the balls to do I don't think Hollywood has the balls to pull off a scene like that these days.
Did you see the original black and white thing from the 1950s?
No.
Okay, so I did before I saw this movie. Sci-fi movies like The Thing from Another World, Forbidden Planet, that was like standard in the Loki household. And so I saw the black and white version multiple times before I saw Carpenter's version. And there's a scene in the original version where the dogs attack the thing. And the thing's outside in the snow, and the dog attacks the thing, actually rip its hand off. They like bite its hand off, but he kills a couple of them. And later in the movie, they are going through the building and they find one of the dogs hanging upside down, completely drained of its blood. Now, what you have to understand about the original black and white version and John Carpenter's version is John Carpenter's version is like a continuation of the black and white version if they had failed to kill the thing, plus the black and white version of the thing's different. It's like a giant carrot. But like kind of like Frankenstein, but he's a vegetable. Okay. So he's plant-based. In this movie, they actually make a monster out of him. Now, in Who Goes There, the book, it's not like that. It's more like what Carpenter did. But what Carpenter does is he actually takes you to the Norwegian camp where the original black and white movie happens, and they all get killed. And instead of being able to beat the thing, they all get killed, but they show you the spaceship. In the original black and white version, the spaceship crashes, the alien goes out and is frozen in a block of ice, and they accidentally leave a blanket on top of it. And it melts and the thing gets out and terrorizes everybody, but they end up killing it at the end of the movie. In this version, he ties things from the original black and white version into his movie very subtly. John Carpenter does an absolutely wonderful job. There's a videotape that they get where everyone's standing outside with their arms out, and what they're doing is they're making a circle, and they realize what we have found is a giant flying saucer. We found a spaceship. You see little bits of that in the tape they bring back from the Norwegian camp that actually connects it to the original movie. And yes, they did make a stupid, idiotic 2011 prequel that makes no sense and that they absolutely positively screwed up in. To my understanding, they had practical effects mixed with CGI, and then they completely took out the practical effects and overrode it with CGI, which to me completely ruins that experience. I really wish they had left in the practical effects, and they'd had a better story. I wanted a better story. But again, there is like a 2-minute scene at the end of the 2011 that completely connects into John Carpenter's movie. That one little bit of that I liked. But that's pretty much all I liked about that movie was the connection of that movie with John Carpenter's 82 movie.
Yeah, no, I've never seen that original one. Should I go watch it?
Yes, the 1950s original by RKO Radio. Yes, I would, dude. It's one of the best black and white sci-fi horror movies you'll ever see. Really? Oh yeah. The lead, I wanted to be, when I was a kid, I wanted to be the captain that is in this movie, because it's a military movie. It's military and scientist versus an alien. And they have no idea how to take this alien out. And it's very ingenious how they do. I won't ruin any of that for you. But it's a very military movie, and the captain in it, he's one of us, dude. He's very, very much one of us. He's a horn dog. He's a ladies' man. He's kind of like, it'd be kind of like Captain Kirk mixed with some Indiana Jones, and it's really good. It's really, really good. You'll like it. You'll like it. If you give it a chance, you'll like it. And they make some funny jokes in the movie too. That even makes sense today, because they're going over like military rules and doctrine, and laughing their asses off, because it's like, what do we do with the flying saucer? We found a flying saucer. What the hell do we do with that?
Cool. That sounds like my kind of dude.
Because according to the military, flying saucers don't exist. There are
yeah,
no such thing as UFOs or flying saucers. Right. Yeah.
Right. Well, you know what, Loki? The big news is, guess what? NASA's now going to start looking into that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure ever since
they just released a press announcement last Tuesday that NASA is now concerned about looking into the possibility of aerial phenomenon that's unidentified.
And Showback, think it doesn't look like a giant carrot. Think about a big ass Frankenstein monster, but it's not stupid. It is very intelligent. It is a very intelligent creature, but it's big and strong like Frankenstein. Doesn't look like a carrot, but they talk about it like a walking vegetable. So, and they did do a good job making the scientist in the 2011 prequel look like the scientist in the original black and white movie. I really did get that. Oh my God, this guy is almost emulating the original Doctor / scientist in the first black and white movie. But Mike, we hear about things all the time. We hear about, like, let's really quickly, and we're not going to stay on Star Wars, guys, but we hear about all the time that The Last Jedi one day will be like a masterpiece that everybody's going to love, that it was panned by the audience. But this is
Wait, who's saying that?
Oh yeah. A lot of people. A lot of people say that The Last Jedi is a completely misunderstood film, and one day it will get its dues and be absolutely loved by all Star Wars fans, and yada, yada, yada. Yes. And they've compared it. I've seen people on Twitter compare it to this movie. Like, oh, well, we're going to use this. I want to say something. This movie was critically panned. It came out in 153 screens, I believed, and a lot of people didn't go and see it. It is a totally different situation than what happened with The Last Jedi. It is a totally different situation. Everyone went and saw that movie. Damn near everybody went and saw that movie. It made over $1 billion. The critics absolutely loved it. It's just people that love Star Wars, the fans that have been fans forever, hated it. That is a completely different situation than what happened with the thing.
Yeah, exactly. The critics came out saying, gee, Loki, this Ryan Johnson guy is really amazing what he's able to do. See, this is how effed up Hollywood and these show media people are. They're like, well, we know what's best for you, Loki, in terms of what to like. We're just gonna wait for you plebes to catch up to us.
That's right.
Because people like you, Loki, don't know how good you got it with The Last Jedi.
Oh, I'm sure.
People like here in this chat, I'm going to talk to the chat. Hey, guys. Hi. This is Mexican Iron Shill here representing the Shill Media. Hey, you guys don't know how good you got it with The Last Jedi. You guys, critics knew what we got it with the quality. It was really amazing. And you guys are really missing out on not getting on board with this train, because the quality Star Wars train has left the station with The Last Jedi, and you better jump on it there, Echo Base Network. You too, man, Squatch. I see you, Shellback in the Dega and Jedi Bill. You guys got to get on that on that high quality Last Jedi train of quality, and you guys don't know what you're doing. Yeah. Okay, guys. I'll be waiting at the Last Jedi station for the awesome fans, and you guys fill up that Last Jedi train before you leave the station. Okay. Yeah. You too, Fandomology. I see you. You need to get on the Last Jedi train. Woot woot.
Project Cambrian says Mythbusters proved you can polish a turd, but it's still a turd. I think Amber proved that too.
Yeah.
Zeropian said, I'd also like to add that AVP Requiem was a masterpiece. Kiss my fucking ass.
Speaking of Alien, that was a movie of the week we had to review on the Doomcock show. And I did a reenactment of one of the scenes from Alien. Did you see it? Would you like to see it?
Alien?
Yeah. I mean, it's while we're talking about the thing and aliens. I did a reenactment. Hold on, let me go get it. Hold on. Stay here. Talk to the people. I'll be right back.
Okay. Pops, when the thing opened, E.T. was still dominating. Khan was out. Rocky 3 was strong, as well as Annie and Firefox. The release against Blade Runner was badly timed as well. And Blade Runner was panned as well. A lot of people didn't like Blade Runner. And now they're two of the greatest. One pure sci-fi, the other sci-fi horror, but both sci-fi movies. Absolutely impressive. Snowed Up with $2 super chat says El Perro says The Last Jedi is the greatest. El Perro's wrong again. Snowed Up, but thank you, brother, for that $2 super chat. You can't add sugar to shit and call it a brownie. Arwen Avalon.
You can.
No, you can't. You can't add sugar to shit and call it a brownie. Zeropium has Brie Larson body pillows, so there's that. I didn't know that. But Zeropium would like to know more. Are you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. What do you want to show me?
Oh, I'm not ready yet. We're going to keep talking to the people while I try to find it.
So my thing with this movie is it has always been, this scared the shit out of me. You know, seeing this when I was like 8, 9 years old.
Do you have nightmares?
Scared the shit out of me. No, I usually didn't. The only time I ever had a problem was after seeing Aliens a couple of times. I was in a basement and it had like a red light and I was trying to go to sleep in a basement. And I think I was like 10 years old. Really? And I was like, son of a bitch, dude, this is creepy. I got creeped out for a little bit, but after a while, I was fine. But yeah, it had that red light, and it reminded me of the red light that Ripley used when Newt was sleeping, that little red light heater.
That's funny.
Oh yeah, it's a cold-ass fucking basement, too.
All right, I can't find what I was going to show you. We're going to have to move on.
1982 was a good year for movies, a great year for sci-fi movies. Absolutely. But yeah, you need to watch, have you seen the 2011 prequel? To The Thing.
2011. I don't think I think I started watching it, but I didn't finish it because I got bored.
Yeah, it's crap. But it's worth watching at least.
Is that
once.
awful to say? I mean, that's the truth though.
It was a bad movie.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
It was a bad movie. And part of that was because the special effects look cack. They look like cack. So
I just rewatched the movie Alien, and not to change gears too much, but I just rewatched Alien, and I found it to be, the practical effects are there to be amazing. I'm a huge fan. If it's done, there's something about the hyper digital stuff, Loki, that like it doesn't feel the same or something. I don't know.
No, it doesn't feel real.
I don't know what it is, but if the digital effects aren't done really, really well, they don't look right somehow, and I don't know what it is.
So Alien, the original Alien.
Like, why does I watch Alien in 1080, whatever, yet I'm watching something new in 4K that looks fucking stupid? But I believe the 1080 Alien, better.
A lot of that is camera work. And that's it. The Jaws prove that. A lot of it is camera work. What you get with Alien is really perfecting camera work. literally perfecting the camera work. The cinematography in Alien is spot on. If you watch the scenes without those cuts, if you see the alien just kind of like Frankenstein walking towards what's her name at the end of the movie, it looks like shit. The way they did the camera work was perfect. And Ridley is why it was perfect. He has lost a step. I really believe the longer it goes on and the more movies he does, the more he loses a step. But look at what he's done. He did look at Gladiator.
Gladiator fucking rocked.
Gladiator fucking rocked. The director's cut's even better. When I went to see Alien in the theaters in 4K, I didn't mind that I was watching the theatrical version and not the director's cut, which I'm used to watching now. Mm-hmm. Seeing it in 4K, it looks absolutely brilliant. It looks absolutely beautiful. There's nothing that can stand up to it as far as cinematography goes. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful sci-fi horror movie. The sci-fi horror genre, we need more of. We need more Thing. We need more Alien. We need more true sci-fi horror that is on that level. Not the shit that they're shoveling at us today. You heard me talking about Alien the series that FX is coming out with, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And how basically the corporate suit males are going to screw over this female suit at Weyland-Yutani, and her revenge, because she was wanting the alien program. She wanted to be in charge of the alien program. Her revenge is going to be impregnating herself with an alien, and that alien hunting down the misogynistic suits at Weyland-Yutani.
Yeah. Well said.
I don't know what to do with that besides go.
Yep.
Project Cambrian brings up a really good point. Ridley Scott used the cameras on the Nostromo sets in the same manner Carpenter did for Halloween. Empty streets, empty corridors, emphasis on isolation to amp up dread. What's in the dark? What's in the dark, Mexican Iron Man? What's in the shadows? What's going to come out and jump at you and knife you to death in the street, in the darkness, or in the corridors, eat you alive in the corridors?
Well, whatever it is going to find my everyday carry if it's out on the street. And if it's in the closet, it is going to find my shotgun. Or if it's, I'm kidding. I don't know. That's funny. But
Bill McCracken says, come on now, real horror movie. The Driver's Ed classic, Blood Flows Red on the Highway. DTFO here. Blood on the Highway. You know, the last time I went to a driving class, we watched the Goofy Mr. Wheeler episode of Goofy. We didn't get to see Blood on the Highway. Goofy turns into Mr. Wheeler as he runs over everyone and yells at everybody and honks his horn and gets pissed. And then he gets to work, and as soon as he shuts his car off, he goes back to being the nice, mild-mannered, hello, oh, excuse me, pardon me. But when he gets behind the wheel, yeah. So
dun, dun, dun.
He turns into Mr. Wheeler.
Dun, dun, dun.
Chris Persia, Loki, I've heard the murder-suicide, but that Alien series sounds more like suicide murder by proxy. That Karen won't be able to enjoy the wrath the xenomorph will wreak if she's the first victim. Actually, she will, because they are going to term it like, oh, there's still some of you in there. That's why the alien is going to hunt down the suits, because there's still something of her in there. Remember how Ash said it's like Kane's son? It's a part of it. It's like Kane was a part of it. Kane gave birth to it. And yeah. So they've always looked at it like the xenomorph takes something from its host, just like it can become a predator alien, all of that. They're incorporating that into the series, so it's like she's getting her revenge as an alien. And yes, that's exactly what I thought when I read that. Oh hell no. You don't want that.
Nope.
Well, let's get back to the thing. We've got about 10 minutes left. Best scene you think in this movie?
Well, I think I covered about. Well, hold on. Let me take a step back. The most suspenseful scene was the one I already talked about. To me, the best scene, my favorite scene, is the final showdown at the end, because it's very tactical. You know, it's like, what am I going to do? How am I going to take this alien out? We know who the good guy is. We know who we're rooting for. We know the danger. We know the threat. And that scene is so well done. And plus, also too, I think the other thing too is the fact that it's set against the snow, and it's, you know, I mean, that is just weird. Like, that's just, it's nighttime, it's dark, the snow is there. Oh man,
the fire, which is such a contrast to that cold isolation, that dark, cold isolation.
Exactly. It's just so fucking weird. Like, it's visually stunning, but you feel, you know what fire feels like, and you know what snow feels like, and in the middle of that environment, you gotta fucking kill this thing. You gotta burn them, you gotta explode them, shoot them, burn them up, something you gotta do. And you're figuring all this out while you basically are in a survival situation yourself. You're in tactical survival mode, but you're in tactical find, shoot, destroy mode. That is a tough place to be when it's like freezing in the middle of the night, when you want to just curl up and go to sleep, but you can't, because you know what's going to happen, or what could happen, and you know what's happened to everybody else. Ugh. Dude, I am getting the shivers just talking about it right now. Literally, I'm just. Ugh.
You get that cold feeling when you think about that.
I got it right now. Right now, this second, I got a chill all the way up my spine. Wow, that was weird. Oh, I'm telling you, this movie's off the chain. It's off the hook.
Right? I think it's Carpenter's best movie, and he has stated before that this was his baby. Out of all the movies he made, this was his favorite. It was his favorite doing it, and he wouldn't talk about this because it was panned, because the critics hated it, because it got such bad reviews, and nobody cared about this movie at the time. He did not want to discuss it because he loved it so much. And it took years. And if you think about it, guys, if you think about this, right now, John Carpenter is probably waking up, getting his breakfast. He's going to play some Nintendo, hang out and do whatever he wants, kick his feet up. He's chilling. This movie is cemented in history as one of the greatest sci-fi movies, sci-fi horror movies of all time. The critics that pan this movie, most of them are gone, if not all of them. The critics that shot this movie down 40 years ago, the critics that said it was absolute trash, it was boring, it didn't have any soul, it didn't have any interesting characters, no one knows who anyone else is, they all look the same, they all wear the same clothes, they all act the same, you can't differentiate anyone else from the other. All those people and all those comments are dead.
Well, and also equally, it's going to be dead are all the people that said The Last Jedi is fucking amazing, because that movie's going to go into cinematic obscurity. In fact, it already is in cinematic obscurity.
So Carpenter's just sitting back with his feet up, drinking Mai Tais, enjoying his retirement.
Right. Exactly. I'm hoping that in the new age of creativity, that in the current, given where we're currently at, I've said this for a while, back when we were still in lockdowns. I said that the first thing out, we need more horror movies. We need more sci-fi and horror. That's the way out of this woke shit, right? And I'm not talking about Star Trek, strange new pieces of shit. I'm talking about, like good quality creative stuff. That's what John Carpenter was. What John Carpenter did for cinema is say, hey, I'm going to take this budget and I'm going to create something infinitely creative, infinitely different than what everybody else is out there doing. And you know what? When you're creative and you put your stuff out there, it sticks. No one gave this guy any favors. His movies were universally panned and you talked about Escape from L.A. or Escape from New York earlier, right? Yep. I love both those movies, Escape from New York and Escape from L.A. And
yep,
frankly,
so
guess what? And frankly, guess what? Is he not a visionary? Are we not living in these times? I mean, I escaped from California. Of course, it wasn't a criminal, but the whole point of the matter is that this is a guy who's way ahead of the curve, and I'm hoping that that we start to see some more of this amazing artistic creativity like this guy had. That's what we need. That is the way out.
So I'm going to ask you. You can only keep 2. You can only keep 2.
Okay. Wait. I already know. I'm going to have to go.
Hold on. No, I haven't told you yet. You can only keep 2. I hate these on fucking Twitter when I see these, but I'm going to do this anyway because I want to do this. Halloween, Escape from New York, The Thing, Christine, Starman, Big Trouble in Little China, They Live, Escape from L.A. Choose.
Well, I can get rid of half of those off my list right now. I'm going to go with... Fuck. Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'll say it again. Halloween.
No.
Escape from New York. The Thing. Christine. Starman. Big Trouble in Little China. They Live. Escape from L.A.
Dude, I can narrow that list down to 4 or 5.
2. You can only pick 2. I'll go ahead and tell you mine.
I'm gonna do it. I'll take The Thing and Halloween.
Okay.
But that sucks. I literally feel like you're taking some of my DVDs and ripping them out of my fucking hand, and I'm like,
The Thing and Big Trouble in Little China are the 2.
I mean. I love that movie. How can you make? But I don't know. Maybe it's because I've seen it so much. That's why I don't know. I don't know. That sucks. That game sucks.
Yes, I hate that game too. I absolutely hate that game on Twitter. I don't like to play that game on Twitter. But it's really easy for me. I've watched Big Trouble in Little China probably like over 1,000 times in my life. That's 2,000 hours of my life that I've wasted with Big Trouble in Little China. But it's not a waste because, like Jack Burton always says, the check is in the mail.
Well, that movie's almost in it's almost in its own category, in its own league, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. But it's a John Carpenter movie. That's the base. That's the only basis of holding all of those together.
I know.
John Carpenter movie.
I know what you're saying, but yeah, fuck. I don't know. That's a good game though. We can do that all day.
If we're not back by dawn, call the president.
Yeah. If Mexican Ironman is not backed by dawn, call the Gator Police.
That's right. Yeah, get the Gator Police. How did that go, by the way?
Oh, they found him. So apparently we have a neighborhood gator. So my neighbor's seen it. Like I got to talking with them this weekend. They saw me on Sunday. When was it? When did this happen? This was Friday night, right? Yeah. So, and then yesterday I saw the little fucker. So I go out to my backyard and I look outside and I'm looking at the golf course, which I live on a golf course, right? I'm looking at my golf course and I see this thing walking across the fucking lawn, and I'm like, okay, wait, that's not an aardvark. It's not an armadillo. Holy shit, it's got a tail. Oh my God, that's the same Elliot. So apparently, the guys got him and they returned. So this guy, I'm gonna call him Fred the Gator.
The Gator.
Maybe I should call him Greg. I'm gonna call him Greg the Gator. So Greg the Gator lives at a little pond that's to the right of hole number 10 on the golf course, because I live at number 10. I live on the fairway, right off the fairway of the number 10 hole on the golf course, or the private golf course in my but by the way, I have interesting news. I'll tell you in a minute. Remind me to tell you about the golf club. Anyway, so So apparently they picked him up, and so we're not supposed to hunt or kill gators. I learned.
Yeah, that's why I said don't go shoot it because you'll get in trouble.
So it is a fucking. It is. Yeah. So apparently I would have been in big trouble if I had fired any live ammo, unless I was under the threat of attack, which I wasn't. I mean, he was just sort of chilling there Friday night. Yeah, I would have been in big trouble. They told me. So anyway, so they got him, and they knew who he was. They're like, yeah, we picked him up before. I'm like, wait, what?
he's a repeat offender here.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? they're like, yeah, he likes to, he likes to make his way out of the pond and visit people. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, well, where is it? And they're like, well, we put him back in the pond. I'm like, what pond? He's like, the pond behind your house. I'm like, wait, what? And so I didn't even know I had a pond behind my house. So I go to my backyard, I go out the gate, I go to the golf course, and there it is, right over the, right as the fairway dips down, there's a big pond over there. And I guess he lives in there. So Greg the Gator lives over there. And then so that's what I found out over the weekend. My neighbors confirmed Sunday. I was just out front hanging out with Bambino, and then I talked to them. They're like, did the gator come to your? And I found out that the gator's been walking around everybody's houses lately. So, but anyway, so yesterday I go outside in the back to smoke a cigar as part of my daily ritual break. I smoke a cigar a couple times a day. So I'm in the backyard. I look over and I see Greg the Gator just strutting, walking around, crossing the entire fairway. I watched him walk from the sidewalk all the way across the green of the fairway, all the way down, and then he must enter the water. And I went to go look for him, Loki. I went on a gator hunt, a gator expedition yesterday. So, so I went out my back gate. I made sure Bambino was in the house because, fuck, we don't want Bambino turning into Bambino Gator Nacho. So, and I went and I looked and I'm like, where's Greg the Gator? I'm looking. I didn't see him. So he must have been underwater. But yeah, apparently we're not supposed to shoot him or kill him unless we're under the threat of immediate attack. We're not supposed to just shoot these things. And I guess everybody knows who he is. And supposedly he hasn't had any, he hasn't eaten any dogs or anything or cats or anything, but I hate cats. So for all I care, he could eat all the cats in the fucking neighborhood. But sorry, Arwen, but I fucking hate cats. And I'm allergic to them. All right. Well, sorry, I took too long. Oh,
no, we got a $2.
Real quick. Oh, $2 super chat from Snowdub, who says, Jack Byrne always says, what the hell? Yeah, Jack Byrne. Isn't that one of those classic characters of all time?
Absolutely. And so is this one. Thank you, Stowed Up, for that $2 super chat. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And this classic character is just for you. Skull!
You're a very funny man, senor.
Really? I get up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do the show with, and that's how. Okay. All right.
It's your favorite puppet.
That's what we're gonna do to me.
Mexican Iron Man's favorite puppet. It's your favorite puppet.
I'm not talking to you right now.
Skull Alf.
Nope. Fuck Alf.
Oh, are you still upset about the last episode? You gotta let that go.
What else? Dude, I don't give a fuck about any of the episodes. They all sucked.
Because you got upset about the last episode. It's okay. He'll be back one day.
Oh my God.
It's all right. I know they ended it in a cliffhanger, but that's no reason to hate him.
I don't remember any cliffhanger. I just remember that show always sucked donkey dick balls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let me put it this way.
Because you liked it so much and they ended it horribly.
Nope, I never saw it. I don't even remember any of the episodes of that show because it was always traumatic.
That's not what Mamacita Iron Man said.
Who are you talking about?
Mamacita Ironman said, "My mijo loved Alf."
No, she never said that shit. She just confirmed that we watched it all the time and everybody in the house loved it, but that was not on that fucking list.
He asked me, "Mama, can I have Alf sheets?"
I am allergic as fuck to cats. I would rather have 2 cats in my house than watch fucking 1 episode of fucking Alf. That's how bad it is. And I fucking hate cats.
Oh shit. Guys, we're out of here. Take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak, Brenda Enter. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Ryan Roger Ape on YouTube Talk. And we're gonna have Pops coming up this Thursday for Thirsty Thursday. Until then, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak, Brenda Enter. We'll catch you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Later.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.